Hi, Assalamualaikum. Thank you for still being with me. This is the third video of book review. Today's book is called TED Talks, the official TED guide to public speaking. Yay! I know most of my friends are really anticipating this video and this review of book from TED Talks. Ya, semua orang tahu TED Talks, okay? Dan tapi tak ramai tahu apa itu sebenarnya TED Talks, apa, what they do, and what is the science behind the video series, okay? So first of all, before we go further on, I would like to explain to you guys apa itu maksud acronym TED, which is TED tu, okay? Okay, yang pertamanya, what I read through from this blog, saying that TED stands for Technology, Entertainment and Design, whereby it's an organization on the media that has online free distribution talks. The speakers that were invited to the show are not paid. So they could be professionals, non-professionals, just coming in to share their stories and engage with the society, the local community, and so whatsoever lah. Okay, and initially TED Talks started with conferences, but then later on dibuat macam regularly lah. TED Talks versus TEDx, apa beza kedua ni? Okay, so TED Talks is a global brand whereby dia memang jemput professional speakers to actually share their stories kan, about teknologi ke cultural ataupun apa academics. But while TEDx dia lebih dianjurkan untuk local community, but the organisers kena dapatkan license lah daripada TED Talk untuk mengadakan program ni. Seperti ini, whereby dia these speakers will be coming in without any payment ke apa, dan share dia punya stories and experience. Okay, so itu beza antara TED Talks dengan TEDx. Okay, boleh dapat tu Okay, kemudian introduction to TED Talks and the official TED guide to public speaking. So why I am really interested in how TED Talks do their sharing sessions. Okay, it's constructed in a very short time but with very impactful punya messages. Okay, TED Talks was invented by Chris Anderson and his team. So slowly it evolves and becoming a bigger event that is more inclusive to everyone. What made TED Talks so famous? Basically it's about public speaking lah kan. Public speaking yang the speakers need to be really prepared due to the audience yang datang tu memang in a big number. So these speakers cannot afford to do any mistakes lah kan. Okay, so Chris Anderson believes that if the speech is being done, it is way powerful than any written form lah. Okay, so itu apa yang Chris Anderson believes. And also TED Talks persuade us how to think. Dia tak bagi tahu kita apa nak fikir, tapi dia bagi dekat kita untuk macam mana kita nak berfikir bila kita mendengar satu-satu sharing daripada speakers ni. Okay, so what else? What are the reasons that make TED Talks so famous? Okay, TED Talks usually brings up simple topics but with very powerful messages. Kadang-kadang benda-benda yang diketengahkan tu macam pasal seorang budak daripada Afrika, the boy with the lion heart. I still remember the story yang dalam buku TED Talks tu. Dia punya sharing tu bukan he's just a nobody. I mean, not a scientist ke, not a professor university ke, tak. But when he delivered his story, even though he was not really good in English, but it touched the hearts of many. So ever since then, the boy was being invited to many other talks to inspire. Sebab apa yang dia share adalah macam mana dia nak jaga orang kampung dia. I mean, dia punya I think his cattle ke, dia punya binatang peliharaan lah dekat South Africa masa tu, daripada diserang oleh lions. So he came up with a very simple solution, which is the lions were afraid of the lights of lampu, of api dan sebagainya. So what he did, he would just halau those lions with api tengah malam tu, and then the lions just all went away. So lepas tu many people opened up to his story and created innovations to actually help these animal herders in the rural areas daripada attacks binatang buas. TED Talks are full with many memorable speakers. Among that I saw was Shah Rukh Khan. I haven't seen it yet, but yeah, I'll be looking forward to see it. Bill Gates, Elon Musk, Cameron Russell, David Blaine, and many more. Idea building. People love stories and everyone can learn to tell a good story. So dalam konsep TED Talks ni, dia tidak menyuruh kita untuk dalam bahasa mudahnya gebang. Dia tak nak kita ramble macam nak tunjuk kita bagus ke tak. Dia nak kita explain pada orang ramai, bercerita pada public tentang kisah personal experience dia yang mungkin boleh nak inspire other people. Communicating is important, and for that aspect, one's tone, body language, voice projection tu sangat penting untuk make the audience ataupun people stay with you when listening to your speech. Chris Anderson ada bagi tahu styles of talk, style of giving speeches that you should avoid. Number one is the sales pitch. The sales pitch tu maksudnya the key principle to remember that the speaker's job is to give to the audience, not taking them. Apa yang dimaksudkan giving and take? Kalau giving ni maksudnya you are giving your story to them. I mean your experience ke, I mean anything interesting about yourself ke, ataupun anything not about yourself but your story lah kan. And the audience listens to it and absorb the information. Okay, but if you try to take things from the audiences, macam contohnya you are forcing them their attention, I mean like making them to like, oh, listen to me in a very nasty way ke, very harsh way, so the audience will not listen lah. Ataupun kalau you tengok, if you are familiar with how sales pitch have been done, they are actually trying to gain your attention by selling your product macam tu contoh. So TED Talks dia tak nak something yang macam tu. Okay, and of course repetition is everything. If you start your speech, I mean your talk with that sales pitch punya style, memang automatically audience will reject you. Okay, unless you are in a sales pitch punya presentation tu tak boleh buat apa lah kan. So this Chris Anderson is mentioning about if you're giving out speeches lah. Okay, the second one is the ramble. What is rambling? Okay, rambling tu maksudnya you cakap tanpa hala tuju. Macam you are attending classes kan, you with your lecturers, dia bukan tak ada hala tuju bila bercerita, tapi when it comes to theory kan, dia cakap and then you'll be like blah 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 like that. So that is rambling. So avoid confusing the audiences and make sure you have a very clear message and direction of your speech. The third is the org bore. Okay, don't talk about fancy stuff that your audience cannot really relate and comprehend. Contohnya, you come from a very big and successful company, contohnya kan. But if you tell your audience that how fancy, how good is your company, and the people couldn't actually relate to what you're saying, they'll be feeling very distant lah to whatever you're talking about. So please avoid talking too much fancy stuff about your company or whatever your experience is. Okay, try to talk something in their language that they can actually comprehend and also feel comfortable with. Okay, if you want to know more, you kena baca lah kan buku dia, of course. Number 4 is the inspiration performance. Inspiration ni kan, inspirasi ni, when you give talks to people, you can't just like quickly, okay, you look at me, I'm a very successful person, you need to gain inspiration from me. No, you can't just push people to actually take inspiration from you. It needs to be earned, not taken, especially from your audience. Maksudnya, you have to have give them time, to actually understand, and feel you, and then the inspiration, maybe kalau kata the audience feel it from you, then be it lah, okay lah. But if they don't, you need to do something lah kan. Chris Anderson also mentioned that inspiration is a lot more like love. You don't get it by pursuing directly. So dia kena ada macam some kind of it is a process lah maksud dia. So you tak boleh macam jump in and then make people like you. No, you can't do that. So it's more like a process. And of course, inspiration cannot be staged or performed. So you tak boleh nak berpura-pura. People can actually know whether you are pretending or being a fake on stage. Yeah, that's just fact. People's intuition tu sangat-sangat tinggi, sangat-sangat kadang-kadang accurate pun.